Hello and welcome Discgolf fans. You're watching the back nine of Estonian doubles championships of 2021 in Järva-Kandi. We're watching the back nine of round 3, which is also the final round. And here we have playing Rasmus Metsamaa and Kristo Vaikmaa, who are in a big lead with 15 down. Maintain, they have to keep the lead now. It's only their own to lose, and one of the closest chasers of those two guys playing this little game, which seemed will never end, and they are 11 down. And also we have playing Asko and Jüri with 9 down, if I remember correctly. Yes, I do. And if you happened on this coverage, this is back 9. Don't forget to watch the front 9, otherwise it looks silly from here. So we start off with hole number 10, which is an island hole. You have to land with between the red sticks, and here we can see the wind is actually blowing really strong. But that was one day earlier. The second day on Sunday it was actually even more windier. And here we can see Jüri trying to do something beautiful, but it actually bounced so far away it's out of bounds. So Asko has to try to get this one on the circle. And he does really nicely, but I think it hit some branches and it got short. You can see the red sticks on the right side, meaning it's outside of the island. So it has a hazard rule, which means they're going to throw where they landed. So our two leaders are next, and this actually looks really nice, but too high. Where is it going to land? Yes, the wind took it down. It's outside of the island. So again, tricky conditions on the first hole of this back 9. And interestingly enough, this actually looks perfect. And I almost hit the cage, but not this time around. But interesting enough, it was actually the hardest hole of the day and one of the shortest ones, but you saw what the wind was doing with this thing. From that draw you can see how difficult the wind was, but it didn't take down Martin's idea to do this. And it seems like the disc is different, or he was just throwing so much better and actually lands really nicely. So they have a nice putt for birdie. So here we can see OB stroke for Asko and Jüri, which means an extra stroke. So they're drawing their third draw right now. And with this wind, it's not a surprise they didn't make it. And here we can see, I think it's Martin in my language. Since the name with the English one is so close, it's easy to mistake a little bit, but it doesn't matter since it's a birdie. And we're going to have the leaders now to keep the lead on 4 strokes. Right now you can see on the graphics it's just 3 strokes. And too low. He looked away so fast from his putts that obviously he was disgusted. That was not part of the plan. But like this, Rasmus, but also Rasmus makes a mistake. Too high. That wasn't expected, to be honest. At least not by me. And we have a bogey for Asko and Jüri and a par for our leaders. And we're already moving on to hole number 11, 185 meters. There's actually OB on the left side, which is protecting a little bit the green of hole number 12. and we can see it's really narrow all the way to the basket. Just have to make 2 really perfect throws in the middle to have a chance for birdie. So we have first our hole number 10 birdie boys. And it actually looks nice, but the wind took it down so fast. You can see from the leaves, from the branches, and probably all of you guys, you can hear the sound of the wind. And also seems too low. It looks like a safe shot, to be honest, but middle of the fairway, middle of the hole, it looks safe enough. And that was yanked a little bit to the right side, so Rasmus has to do it better. To those people who don't know, Rasmus has been more on the spotlight than Kristo, so, but in this case it didn't matter. Even though I believe they kicked out a little bit, I don't think they went too deep. At least there's no OB on the right side, just brutal punishment. Oh, this looks perfect. You just need to stay on the fairway, but it does not. So that was the body language from there. So it gives actually Asko again a chance to throw something really special, at least try. This was the front 9. Actually, what happened all the time that Jüri was playing safe and Asko was trying to make something really special, but he's using all his 30 seconds on this throw, because you can see even the clothes, they want to go away from his body because the wind is so strong. And yeah, that was purely the wind. Here we can see Kristo and Rasmus actually are on the fairway, so they got really lucky with the kick out. Sadly we didn't catch it with the cameras, but doesn't matter, just throw it in. What a nice shot. And yes, it gives them a really nice look, but actually it was short. I'm kind of surprised. And can Rasmus do better? Also looks a really nice turnover shot. And wow, oh my god, it almost bounced in. And here we have a disc growing on trees, so it looks like Christmas, to be honest. But it's Asko's disc, so he collected it. And Silva made a nice safe shot on the middle of the fairway. So they have quite some options now. And we have Martin. And too much to the right now, it's fading back. Wow, what a nice skip and perfect execution to the bullseye. This is what they needed to get back to the fight. And finally we end the first throw of Jüri and Asko. This actually was Jüri's throw. And he's trying to do something special, but not this time around. You actually can see the red sticks. If you have good eyes, you also were able to see the disc bouncing on the left side between the trees. So it went OB. So Asko has to try something safe now. You can see he's opting for the green disc. I think it's his Raptor. I'm not sure though, so I'm not going to say it's a Raptor, but I'm going to say it's green. And it looks like a safe beat, just to make on the fairway, because the angle was really difficult. At least give them a jump putt option. Asko didn't like this one. He actually told me later that with the throw out, you can see he's holding his shoulder. He actually hurt himself a little bit. And nice beat from Jüri, trying to make it in. So here we have Kristo. I think he is inside of the circle, like on 9 meters, should be like 29 feet. and it spilled out. But here we have a situation where actually Rasmus is applauding because he didn't see, he just heard the sound and he thought it went in because he believes in Kristo so much. So that was a little bit funny moment. We laughed about it. So now Rasmus has to make it, but the situation costed it probably a little bit. So it's a par for them and birdie for Silver and Martin. So they're back in the fight, just 2 strokes behind. And hole number 12, we can now see the OB line on the left, which is protecting hole number 11. 137 meters, par 4, and we already can see the basket on the right side. It's tucked in on this forest, but has a really nice green, let's say, and you have to execute again really perfectly. Stay on the fairway, don't go away from the fairway, because basically if you go to the left or right it's like OB anyway. And here we can see Martin throwing up actually a really nice shot. It's almost on the perfect spot, maybe too much on the left, but it will give them an angle and gives a chance to Silver to try something, but it was too low and caught up with this cabbage, let's say. And now we have the championship leaders right now. And okay, most likely that was not the plan to draw it like this. Most likely Rasmus tried to make it safe to give the forehand to Kristo, but now Kristo has to change into backhand and try to play safe himself. And he does it perfectly, to be honest. Really nice spot, nice footing, and nice to continue from there. Also, change of pace, we can see Asko throwing first. Maybe a little bit change in the plan. Really nice throw with his green zone. And yeah, that's why we're seeing Jüri trying to make something special with the forehand, since he's a little bit stronger with the forehand than Asko, but not this time around. So, the chasers. Yeah. This is a kind of tricky distance. Since you see the basket, you think you can make it really nicely. In this case, Martin actually does. But it's a tricky in a sense that it tricks a little bit with your eyes. That if you leave it too short, then the disc is bye-bye in the woods. But let's see about the statistics actually. Hole number 12 played by average 3.3, which made it the easiest hole of the day. And here we can see, yeah, nice approach, too short a little bit from Asko. And here we can see Jüri trying to make it a little bit better, but actually it was better, but we can see from this replay now, Jalaviga means foot foul, it was called and it was taken. So we can see from the replay that the mini marker was moving, but there was a silly little branch, so probably even he didn't touch the mini marker, but the branch moved the mini marker. It was enough for the other guys to call it, and fair game. It was a foot foul. The foot foul actually is one of the first foot fouls in any of my movies. I don't remember any other one. I don't think that was the plan from Kristo. Yes, we can see he was not happy. So our leaders, that was actually a really nice speed from Rasmus, really close. And we can see Kristo, can he do something really special from this distance? We know they have the power to do it, and also really close, but not this time around. So it's going to be par at best for those guys. Here we can actually see Asko and Jüri at just outside of the circle. So step putt it is, but complete miss. So I'm pretty sure he's not happy about it. But at least he has Jüri now to try a difference, especially after foot foul. So maybe he's tried extra hard, and he does it really nicely done. It was like I was calling it. Actually didn't remember him making it, but it doesn't matter. In is in, birdie is birdie, and a birdie to the other guys as well. So we have now 1 stroke difference between the 2 leaders, and this is a par at best, and it is a par. So yes, we have a tight game now on hole number 13, par 4, 143 meters, and we can see the first throw is kind of obvious. You just have to hit the gap, but the second throw to the basket is kind of difficult because from this angle we can see the basket is on this kind of small hillish stuff, and on the other side the rollaway is really simple to happen. And we have Martin on the tee being watercraft, but kinda getting some good shots, and this looks really nice. Yeah, the option here is either you just draw it like Martin did, really long, or just on the fairway. They both actually are good enough, and here we can see a really fast throw from Martin. Didn't go as planned. And we move on to Asko. To those people who don't know what Discgolf means on his sweatshirt, it means disc boys, basically. I think it's the best translation I can give. And Jüri now trying to risk it a little bit. Yep, we can see from that reaction didn't go through, but they have Asko's lie, so they are out of the woods, so it's good enough. And Kristo. Okay, seems like the 2 leaders are back on form, really perfect positioning. You can see some tension lifted and happiness shared, so it gives Rasmus a chance to try something probably just like Martin did, maybe a little bit longer, but the disc overturns perfectly and almost a perfect shot from that angle. Wow, a little bit higher and it would be under the basket and an eagle chance. So I can see the boys sharing some words, and you can see the disc landing on the right side a little bit, but it didn't go past the basket. That's the main thing. And the funny thing here that Asko actually didn't know which one to take, which is, so basically flipped the coin and asked his other guys playing which one to choose, and they told him to take the Mickey Mouse one. You can see the Mickey Mouse stamp on it, and really nice, just over the catch cam guy. Here we can see the rollaway just outside the circle. You can see the edge from this side, really steep. And here we can see Martin and Silver. They're quite far away from the other guys playing their own game. And just simple layup, close to the basket, it's in the circle, I can tell you, if you didn't see. And this one, similar, but it looked like a little bit closer. So finally we get to Rasmus lie, where Kristo is trying to run it. Wow. He's trying to get the eagle, but the basket wouldn't not have it. It was rolling away. Now it's interesting to see what Rasmus is doing. Okay, simple layup, not making any risk. A championship title is on the line, not to make any silly mistakes. Here I know that the other guys were telling Asko to run it, but he wasn't sure. Because if you miss it, the disc actually can go anywhere from this angle. But he doesn't miss it, and it's a birdie. A really nice birdie. On a hole which played by average 3.4, and it's going to be a birdie frame. Yes, it is really nicely done from these guys. They make it look a little bit simple. But hole number 14, 186 meters down this forest fairway. You have to start off from the hill, and you have to reach this basket, which is not tucked in, but you can see it's on one side, so the approach is going to be difficult. You have to hit it in just a perfect angle, and you don't want to go to any of the forest like always. Here we can see that this coming, it seems like it's going to the left from this angle, meaning it's on the right side of the fairway. And Martin, it looks much better, but again the wind, it's doing its magic and pushing it to the right side of the fairway. So I think the two draws actually really close to each other. Here it was funny that you can see even the back guys laughing in the back, because Jüri said that he miscounted his steps, so the throw was awful for him. And here Asko was watching the other guys throwing, and everybody else was going to the right side, so he took the more overstable disc, but for some reason the wind didn't work on his favor at all. And this actually doesn't turn again. So it seems like the wind has shifted a little bit. So here we have Rasmus. Oh, this looks nice. If it comes, fades back, it does not. So it seems like nobody's on what we have. A little bit local wildlife, a snake, a baby snake. We had actually a bigger one in the previous home, but we didn't catch it with the camera, just we heard about it. Asko went to check it, he said like the snake was huge. So since he's pitching out from this forest right now, which gives Jüri a chance to try his overhead shot and to trick the cameraman a little bit. And actually really nice effort. It's in the thick there, should give them a nice angle. And here Rasmus, and they have also a nice angle. Oh wow, what a roll. This is really nice, nicely done. So this gives Kristo a chance to run it, and he's opting for the backhand. You can see from that smile, oh, I'm running it, you know it. Let be a good one. No, this is going too much to the inside, but it doesn't matter. They have a short birdie on the bucket already, and Silva and Martin still have to earn theirs. The angle is a little bit more, but it looks close enough. So can Silva make it a little bit better, or even make a run for it? Angle looks actually better, and landing looked better, but the skip was worse. So again, they look in a very similar place. And here we have Jüri, too high, but the branches helped a little bit. And we can see Asko again with the Mickey Mouse disc. No, changing. The Mickey Mouse is still in his hand. And again, similar spots. So they're deciding, showing what disc is whose and who is throwing. And you can see the other guys actually, they're really super close, and this should be simple as well. And it is a simple par. But it seems like they're not happy. Then down, they're kind of a little bit out of it a little bit. Cheers from Rasmus. That birdie actually meant much to them. Same with silver. And we are already on hole number 15, which is a difficult one. Par 4, 155 meters. You have to hit this initial cap to stay on the fairway, but the fairway is a really straight, really long one. So your first throw has to be really perfect, and you have to hit this green. It's basically an intersection of forest roads, so, but the basket is perfectly placed on the edge. So you can see how great an angle for the first throw has to be. This is silver. Best option seems to be the forehand, and actually it passed the camera guy a little bit, so it was good enough. And Martin again passing the camera guy and making more progress than Silver did. So we can see all the guys opting for the forehand, and here we can see Rasmus making a perfect shot just in front of the camera guy, and it's middle of the road, perfect execution. So this gives Kristo a chance to try something super special. Goes high and too high maybe. We can see huge distance, but it's off the fairway. Maybe a little bit more distance than Rasmus, but you want to stay on the fairway anyway. Yeah. So where's Jüri's shot going? It's, oh wow, it's so high. It was almost hitting some eagles. And we have Asko to tee off as the last person. Again, a forehand, just probably trying to play it safe. And we can see some branches falling, but most likely it ended on the right side as well. And here we can see the guys walking to the lie. And Jüri and Asko are first off. This is a really bad angle. Yeah, we can see too short. Couldn't get any power to it. So Asko is trying with the backhand. Maybe has more room for swing. And shot again in those trees. And this is the angle we can see for Rasmus. Really perfect execution. His first shot, just a simple layup, and it's in the circle, so it gives Kristo a chance to run. Let's see. Okay, this one looks better than the last one, but still not close enough. So we finally get to the Silver and Martin's lie. Here we can see Martin being a door guy. You can just stretch yourself around the trees. Ooh, that was actually super close. And really nice try. Okay, Silver is a little bit shorter, so we can see a different angle, but still good. Oh, there was tree kind of branchy stuff, but still in the bullseye, so it's good enough. So Asko and Jüri almost made it out from those trees, but they are still in a difficult place. There are so many tiny branches. You can see hit one there. So this is actually a difficult position to be in, because You're inside of the circle, but you basically still don't have any putt to make. So here we can see Jüri choosing his position and the camera guy adjusting to it. Actually, oh, that was really nice run, but not this time. And a birdie for the leaders. Few holes to go, and they're keeping the one-stroke lead because we can see Silver and Martin being. It's actually not on the bullseye. I was thinking it's in the bullseye, but basically it is bullseye. Let's be honest. Just statistical difference. And here we can see Jüri just tapping in. Yes, it is a par. And they stay on 10 under. So we move on to hole number 16 with this small pond. The pond is OB. We have a drop zone on the left. We can see it here, which gives you quite the simple approach to the basket. So if you happen to sink your disc, the pond is really shallow, so you can retrieve it and you can get your OB4 easily. First off, we have the chasers, let's call them. We have only 3 baskets to go, 1 stroke difference, and 1 championship on the line. That one actually was too long. The difficulty of that green or circle, what you want to call it, is that there are so many small trees. You can see they're inside the circle, so they make it difficult. And on the right side we can see actually a guy standing, spectating, well, not really spectating, he was cleaning the pond. So he was having a work day. And our leaders on the tee. Backhand from Kristo, I didn't expect that, to be honest, and we can see it's way short. Actually, probably because Rasmus executed his shot nicely enough. That goes wide enough. Does it bounce close enough? It's in the circle. It will give them really nice birdie look. So Jüri can try something even better. You can see the power is there, but the nose angle was so different. That's so. Here we can see the guy cleaning the ponds. Nicely done, dude. Doing hell of a job. And we move on to the butts. This is, I was talking about all those small trees. And you have to contend with it. You can see, no, he's not happy about it. So Silver has to make it now. Stay quiet to allow him to putt for some reason. We can see he was taking his time. He missed so close. Bounce out. And Rasmus and Kristo are actually closer than Asko. I missed that shot. Oh, so close again. 2 throws right now. So close, bouncing out of the cage. So Jüri has to make it. Let's go. Hits the cage. That didn't actually have any chance. And here we have the leaders expanding the lead into 2 strokes. You can see the happiness from that smile. It's justified. And we can move on to hole number 17. This is actually a discus throw place, a short one though, but it gives a nice obstacle for disc golf. So here we see the approach to the green. You have to be really precise on this long hole to get your birdie 3. And I think we have Rasmus and Kristo first. Yes, Kristo is first, opting for the backhand. Probably trying to play safe with this wind, but it overturns into a roller and hits the blocks on the fairway, so it's kind of safe. And Rasmus, that one actually looked nice, roller cuts, and goes actually in a bad angle, but it's so much closer than Kristo's stroke, so they're discussing it right now there, I believe. While Silva is throwing, wow, this looks like a bomb. Does it come true? It's still flying, and it lands in front of the camera guy. That gives a huge advantage to them, but they have to try everything right now they can. This actually looked just short compared to Silver's throw, so it's obvious what they're going to choose. And at that point, I already know that Jüri was so disappointed in his forehand play, so he opted to the backhand, and he goes over the gauge and stays on the fairway really nicely. So it would give them a really nice angle from that spot, I believe. At least a forehand throw down the tunnel. And here I know that Asko tried to do something super special, overturned it, and using his own words, didn't have any chance to make it. But this one, now this is a bomb, a forehand bomb, which I was talking about in the front nine. His forehand play has been improved a lot this summer. And Jüri trying something different, but it overturned so much, it was in danger. We had some spectators there on the left side actually, so they were a little bit in danger. And yeah, this is the angle the leaders have. You can see from this it's not that nice, but Rasmus tried to do something super special. Yeah, it wasn't good enough. It's deep in the forest, or how you want to call it. And here we have the chasers. You can actually see the basket from there, but you still have to make it. Yeah, it's on the fairway, so it will give a nice jump out position, and also a nice position for Martin to try something extra special. But it went through, and I think it's in the circle. It looked like it's in the circle. Oh, this is the look Kristo has. And it goes in. Now this is how champions are made. Really important part before the last hole. And yeah, here we can see Asko, Jüri already putting, but Kristo and Rasmus actually, it seems like if they don't do anything stupid in the last hole, it's going to be done and done. Seems like a simple birdie for those guys as well. It is. So 2 strokes difference before the last hole, which one played second easiest on the day. So at that point everybody knew the first opening throw is going to be so important. And let's see how the last hole looks like. And it looks like this. Par 4, 164 meters, OB on the left side. There's a little OB island there as well around the trees, so you don't want to go between the trees, otherwise you will get a penalty. And this is where you want to land. It looks simple enough, just first throw around 100 meters, then you have just 60 meters layup, and you have a birdie. Okay, that looks a little bit less than 100 meters. Maybe championship vibes already. But let's see what Rasmus does. They have 1 draw already in safe, meaning they're not going to get the OB stroke. on the left side, and Rasmus takes out the textbook and throws a beautiful shot in the middle of the fairway, and enough distance to have an easy upshot from there. And Martin tried to go too wide to steal too much, so a little bit pinched off from that position, so Silver has to save a little bit today here. That looks so much better, landing so good. And also in the middle of the fairway you can see the OB sticks here. And I was actually told that that was the longest shot draw that Jüri has ever made with a backhand. So good for you, well done. Around 110, I believe it was. And here we can see Asko also making it really safe, really nicely done, not playing around with the OB. And those guys actually playing from Jüri's lie. So you can see quite a simple layup. Really beautiful bullseye hit from Asko. And it gives Jüri a chance to try something, maybe an eagle. It goes, it goes, it goes. Ah, it was close, but not today. So here in this case, they have to go for an eagle to have a chance. No, it didn't go even outside of the circle. So Martin still has to try to force maybe a playoff. And again, too long, but at least inside the circle. And here we have the leaders. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful shot from Kristo. It's so close. Can Rasmus make it even closer? And yes, he can, almost a bullseye. And the champions have been revealed. You can see a small calorie gathering. And here we have a putt from Martin. Really nicely done, beautiful job. 19 down is the score. Also birdie for Asko and Jüri. And here we have the Estonian double champions of 2021 in MPO. Well done, guys. And here's our tournament director.
Rasmus, Metsamaa ja Kristo, Vaikmaa!
And the Estonian champions of 2021. Congrats, guys. Congrats to all the other champions. And again, thank you for the organizers. You did a wonderful job. I really like the course. I can't wait to get back there and so enjoy some disc golf. So here we have the last standings of the finals of MPO. Actually, the second place was played out in the playoff, and it went to Sirge and Martin Aul. And congratulations to them. So, and thank you for watching. I have no other words. I really enjoyed this coverage. I hope you enjoyed this coverage, and I will see you hopefully in my future endeavors. Bye.